This episode is dedicated to the memory of Champion White Shadows Rye, CD. May run free with the big guy, handsome boy. I'll catch up with you later.
Hey, I'm Sunny.
And I'm Sandy, coming to you from sunny San Diego, California.
And we're the hosts of a weekly audio show at podcacher.com.
A show all about geocaching.
Come stop by and take a listen. We think you'll like what you hear.
Now you're about to see a high-quality videozine produced by Icenrye.
So sit back,
relax,
stay safe, and keep on caching.
Blitz, it's a caching blitz. On this episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. Hi there, and welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine, Episode 11. I'm Icenrye. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the show, welcome to the family. Essentially what this show is, I go geocaching, take my camera with me, film what happens, throw in a few tips, tricks, and hints, put it all together, upload it on the internet so you can watch at your own leisure. If you're a regular viewer, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate your viewership. So, what's new lately? Well, I have to start off with some sad news. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago I lost my Samoyed Rye. And I posted it to my website and I got numerous emails from various viewers. And to all you who wrote to me, thank you very much. I appreciate your sympathy. Rye was a very integral part of my life. I mean, I took his name as my username, both Ice and Rye, and they're both gone now. And I just have Abel, the border collie, but we're going to go on, keep on geocaching. And again, thank you for all your thoughts. So, what's been happening lately? Well, the big thing is I've been spending a ton of time down in the Lower Mainland. I was down there for a weekend in April for the Lower Mainland Cache Blitz party. And while I was there, grabbed the camera, did a ton of caching, and that's essentially today's entire show. It's a Cache Blitz show. I'm going to feature highlights from the actual banquet and a whole bunch of caches that I did while I was down there. So anyways, I got a full show for you guys this month, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get on with the news. Alright, in current news, well, the big thing for me is that Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine was recently featured on G4 Tech TV show called Torrents. Now, for those of you who don't watch the show, what Torrents is all about is a weekly show on video podcast. And they feature some of the big ones. They do a lot on Command N and Ask a Ninja and Hack.5 and some of the more popular ones. Well, a few weeks ago, I received an email from one of the show producers saying that they'd like to use my show, and what they ended up doing is they used a sequence from episode 7 where I was talking about Sunny and Sandy's concept of podcaching, and it actually turned out fairly well, and I managed to get to see the show, and I'll put links in the show notes where you can download and view the show yourself. And the show's hosted by Amber MacArthur, and it was really neat to see my show, my little geocaching show, make it on national television. New features with geocaching.com. Well, if you haven't been to the site lately, you should check it out. Geocaching.com has now integrated their cache description pages with Google Maps. So now when you go to a cache page, instead of seeing the former MapQuest map, you now see a Google map. And you think, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, the map shows you where the cache is, and of course you got the little pin. placement. But what you can now do is click on that pin placement and it'll actually show you nearby caches. And then from there you can click on each individual pin and it'll bring up a cache description page for that particular cache. So it makes it really great for planning a day's activity, saying, okay, we're going to start here and what else is nearby. One click, boom, you got a page full of caches. Username lockdown. Geocaching.com soon will be locking down your username. So if you're one of those that likes to change your username, or if you just don't like the way it sounds and you want to change it, you better do it soon. The word from Jeremy is that they'll be integrating some new features that force them to take away the ability for you to change your names. Now, for cache description pages, a lot of people like to use an alias. That's still okay. You'll still be able to put in whatever name you like for the cache owner. But for your actual username, once you've registered, that's it. That's the name you're stuck with. So, hey, when you pick a name, make sure you like it. Geo Woodstock is coming up real soon, down in Texas, I believe, this year. And I won't be able to make it myself, but I need a favor from you guys, the Geocaching Videozine viewers. If anybody has a video camera, take it with you and shoot whatever you like. Shoot the people, talk to people, go shoot some caching, shoot some scenery, shoot whatever. And basically let me know what you've done and we'll set something up where you can get the footage up here. Chances are generally the best way is to copy it onto a good old-fashioned VHS tape if you still have those around, or copy it onto another DV format tape and mail it up to me, good old-fashioned snail mail. And there's a few other formats. If you can burn it to a DVD, that's great. I can rip it off and use it in my show. But since I won't be able to make it down there myself, I'd really like to hear or see from some of my viewers what it was like down there. And if the footage is great, I'll throw it in a future episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So that about wraps up for the news. Let's get on with Frapper Map shoutouts. Alright, time for Frapper Map shoutouts. If you don't know what the Frapper Map is, well, it's the classic wall map where you stick in pins of various places you visited. In our case, it's a great big internet map with pins of people who watch the show. So if you're a regular viewer of the show, please put your pin in the Frapper Map. Anyways, this month, the shoutouts go to Dog Breath Canada, Eagle 618, Zenadian, Jeff Trex, and Oliver. So guys, thanks for adding yourselves to my Frapper Map. And if you'd like to add yourself to your Frapper Map, just go to my website, www.icenrye.com, and just look for the Frapper Map icon on the right side of the menu bar. Anyways, that's it for Frapper Map shoutouts. Let's get on with the show. Let's go see some geocaching. Alright, so as I mentioned at the start of the show, I got a full show full of highlights today. So the first thing I'm going to show you is part one of a two-part article on day one of caching when I was down in the Lower Mainland for the Cache Blitz show. I met up with a local cacher, TJ Guy, regular viewer, and he was basically my escort for the day, taking me all around mostly Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam area, and we found a ton of caches. So of course I had the camera with me, did some filming, so let's roll it and show you some of the highlights of my Cache Blitz. How many times have I said this? Geocaching, favorite thing about the sport, gets you out to places you've never seen before. Well, one of the caches I'm doing down here in my Lower Mainland Blitz is a cache called Tot Lot by TJ Guy. And beautiful spot as usual. As I always like to say, someplace I would have never even discovered if it wasn't for the cache. And basically what it is, it's a tiny little park here. It's got playground facilities. It's got a beautiful garden down below me. And the cache itself is it's a key holder magnetic cache. And well, you all know what those look like, so don't really have to show it to you. But beautiful cache, nice area, quiet residential. Don't really have to worry about a whole heck of a lot except maybe the odd person going by trying to figure out just what the heck you're doing. But yeah, beautiful cache. If you're ever in Coquitlam, check it out. And speaking of which, there's tons of caches around here in Coquitlam, so let's go on and find something else. So deep in the heart of Coquitlam is a little area called Millardville, and it's used to be a French-Canadian settlement, and it's actually quite a nice little area, and there's tons of caches around here. So I'm going to try another TJ Guy cache, and strangely enough, it's called Millardville. And according to my handy dandy GPS, it's about 100 meters behind me. You guys know the routine. Let's get rolling. Success! Ta-da! Alrighty, well, you guys know the routine. As Fawn was saying, we're going to pop this puppy open, have a look, sign a log, do our swap. We're off to see what else we can find here in Coquitlam. This is insane. Tons of stuff around here. Having a wonderful time. So we're near the old Riverview Hospital, and sure enough, we're looking for a cache. It's called Abandoned Road by Odds Are. And interesting thing is, this trail you see behind me is actually an old abandoned road. If you dig through the leaves down below, you can actually see a little bit of old asphalt left over, where this used to be a road. Appears to go from up the hill down to what is now the Low-Heat Highway. So anyways, we're about 80 so meters away from us. Got a little bit of a climb ahead, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get rolling on this sucker. Alright, success. Here she is. And that, by the way, is TJ Guide, my tour guide for the day. And regular viewer. So, yeah, you know what. We look inside, we sign log, hide it back. This is fun. This is what, number 2, 3, 4, 15 for the day so far. We're just having a great time. Anyways, back to the road we go. So I'm just near the entrance to Port Coquitlam, where rails beat rivers, and welcome to Port Coquitlam. Hey, wouldn't it be neat to have a cache call? Welcome to Port Coquitlam. Guess what? There it is. Just found it. Nice little hidey hole done by a group called the 2nd Port Coquitlam Boy Scout Troop. Guys, good to see you getting into the sport of geocaching. Anyways, the Jeep's waiting, TJ guy's waiting for me. Let's get back on the road. So next on our Coquitlam tour is Bugs in a Hole by the Wild Wiggly Beans. And actually takes you to a nice little park area. And there's quite a few trails around here, so if you happen to have a bike with you or something, you can actually go riding or walk the dog. And it's pretty quiet today, it's not too bad. And another great spot down here in the Lower Mainland. And I tell you, TJ Guy is showing me all the hot spots here in Coquitlam. So time's a wasting, we're back on the road. Back to our Cache Blitz Marathon. Anyways, see you at the next one. Alright, so that was part 1. That was basically the morning caches. And a little later on, I'll show you how the rest of the day went. But for now, the main reason I went down to the Lower Mainland was to attend a cache event. It was called the Cache Blitz, the main event. Now, what the Cache Blitz was, or is, they actually held it every year, is a 1-month cache placing marathon. And this year they placed, I believe, 92 to 97 caches. I can't remember the exact number. And what happens is you go out, you hide your cache, and you preface the name with the words Cache Blitz. And then from there, it's basically a big contest. People go out, find as many as they can, and as they find the caches, they rate the cache on different criteria. Best view, best location, most muddiest, best for the kids. They have categories for puzzle caches. They have a lot of prizes and a lot of great ideas. So at the end of the month, everybody gets together for a big banquet and a party, and they hand out the hardware. And I was lucky enough to attend this year's Cache Blitz main event, so I'm just going to roll the tape and show you some of the highlights and some of the awards. Cache Blitz, the main event.
First and 31st, we tracked 150 different cachers who made 820 logs of 97 caches in that time frame. Huge turnout this year, unbelievable. We even had some long distance caches, or cachers that participated. We had 2 people in Vernon, Beanie Chick and Groundhog and Shadow, who placed 10 caches in the Vernon area. We had Pappy 90 who placed 2 caches in the Kootenai area. Next year it would be really great if we could take the Cache Blitz and make it a provincial-wide event. So we'll be looking at that for next year. We had some cachers who just placed a huge number of caches. About it.
Who would that be?
Yeah. Out of the 97 caches placed in March, 20 of those belong to Muppet. We also had some caches who were incredibly tenacious in going out and hunting them. Well, it's not all about the numbers. Canadian Bacon got 43 out of the 97 in March. Number one finder.
Good job.
Yeah.
We had two cachers tied for the most first to finds in March, with 8 first to finds each. Raffinator and Ms. The Brain and Pinky.
Is it MS the brain or is it Mr.
MS.
MS. Okay, there we go. Okay.
M period, S period. Okay, so getting started with the prizes. First category we have is Great Kids Cache. We only had one nomination in this area, so Evolution Convolution by Mischief won the prize. First category is Most Money. And without a doubt, the cache that made this category was Brassy Cashy by Catapult Jeff. Next category was Great View. We had a couple of nominations in this, and they ended up being tied. So we're going to do a 3-way tie here. Great View. Victoria Hills by MS The Brain. The Poco Boardwalk by Circle of Confusion. And McCoy Graveyard by Team Muppet. Next category we have is the Nice Walk or Hike. Second place winner in this one was Dollarton Mountain by 911 Turbos. First prize went to Brooksbank Mountain by Mr. Gigabyte. We had a number of challenging hides in March. There was quite a few nominations in this category, but the one that kept coming up time and time again was Going Nuts at Greystone by Three Fish. Speaking of challenging hides, we had some tricky puzzles and mystery caches. We had quite a few of them. The competition in this section was quite stiff. One cache, however, only has one find so far after 30 days or 30 plus days out on the field. Vancouver Rocks by Quigley Jones. But Quigley's not here tonight, so we're going to go with a backup. Another one that was nominated heavily was Gee, It's a Small World by Dolphin 61. Is Dolphin here? Okay. Going down the list. Another one, 5 Cent Chocolate War by Scruffster. We had a couple of cachers who placed their first hide during the Blitz, and they need to be recognized here. The 3 cachers are Rare Indigo, Kitty Clan, and Lounge Lions, and out of those, Lounge Lion's second memorial cache kept coming up as a great high. We'd like to recognize Lounge Lions here. Right here? Not here? Okay. How about Rare Indigo? Trying to come up with this is the funniest log category. Trying to come up with a clear winner was just about impossible. So we're tying the winners here. Canadian Bacon's Gee, It's a Small World, and Scruffster's Brooksbank Mountain. If you haven't had a chance to read those logs, they're highly recommended reading.
For the weekend?
The best log that we saw out of 820 logs, the one that we felt stood out more than any other was the Cypress Lake Cache log by Circle of Confusion. Circle of Confusion, come on up. Okay, something for the fireplace.
There is a GPS in his hand up here too, or her hand, sorry.
The cash container is also stocked with a Canadian Geocoin. Geocoins on sale after this.
The new one too.
So, best container or camouflage, a very highly competitive category. I'm going to read the runners-up, and then I'll read the actual winner of the category. Captain's Morgan Cache Map Series by Ice Dragon. Long Arm of the Law by Boundless. Yes Master by Chico and the Misses. And Second Memorial Cache by Lounge Lion. But the one that stood out more than any others, and I think you will all agree, the Diagon Alley series by Wild Wiggly Beans. Okay. The next category, second last category, best series. Again, we had some incredible series placed during this event. Again, I'll read the runners up and then the actual winner. Child's Play series by Kokai. The Diagon Alley series by Wild Wiggly Beans. And the first place winner, Captain's Morgan Cache Map series. And finally, the Best Cache Award. A very tough category, but there was only one cache that stood out in this category. We have no runners-up. This is by a local cacher who has a reputation for absolutely superb, excellent caches. Some of the people that nominated this cache said it is perhaps the best cache they have ever done caching. We'd like Scruffster to come up for Sim Chapter 10.
So in the famous words of the Irish Rovers, wasn't that a party? A lot of good people, a lot of great food. Anyway, so that was the Cache Blitz party. Looking forward to going down again next year. But anyways, let's get back to the Caching Blitz highlights and show you how the rest of that great weekend went. Here we go, more highlights from day one of my Cache Blitz. Blitz.
Inside, it goes down about 15 feet.
Oh!
That's the bunker.
Oh, well then I think
It's on the
we'll walk
southwest
past
corner.
it.
Alright.
So, and I've actually been there, but I couldn't find the cache itself. Though.
Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going.
Oh, really?
Gizmo.
Oh, okay, you said yes, you talk?
So we're here in Coquitlam near Elks Park where, sure enough, we found another of the Wiggly Beans. Actually, the cache we found is part of the Wiggly Beans Tongue Twister series. And I'm not going to get into the name of this cache. It's Elks something. Just look it up at Geocaching because it's basically everything in this particular cache name starts with an X or an E. But anyways, while we're here, we actually met other geocachers. And hanging out behind me are the Agassi crew. There's the Agassi Angel, which is here. We have Agassi Devil, their dog Gizmo, and their various children who are there. Hello, say wave, wave, and right there. So there you go geocaching. You never know who you can run into. So we're going from elks, now we're going for cats. We're going to head our way up to a cache named after a lion. So I really hope I don't find, run into a lion, but I don't think so. Anyways, we're on the road again. So now I'm in Lions Park, and fortunately we didn't run into any lions, so that's always a good sign. But the name of the cache we're looking for is called Lions Lane Low. It's another part of the Wiggly Beans Tongue Twister series. And I guess I should take a little time to explain what the Tongue Twister series is. The Wild Wiggly Beans have placed 26 caches here in the Lower Mainland area, very similar to the Pinkashalon series. And each cache has a clue. So once you've collected all 26 clues, you throw it together and you find out where the final cache location is. Now, unfortunately, I'm not down here in the Lower Mainland long enough to do the entire series, but I got one back in November. We've done a couple today. We'll probably go on and do a few more, and hopefully within the next couple months I'll have all 26 done and be able to go find the final cache location. Anyways, we're here in Lions Park, and beautiful, beautiful facility. There's playgrounds, there's a skateboard park. There's some great information signs explaining the whole Poco trail system, and it's a bit of a crowded place. Have to use a little bit of stealth, but we found the cache fairly quickly. It's a rather clever hiding spot. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, we're on off down the line to see what we can find next. Well, I guess you could say I just hit a major milestone. Major milestone by the Wiggly Beans, another part of their alphabet series. Here in Coquitlam. It's a challenging cache. Took me about 20 minutes and a few extra hints from TJ guy, but this one is the true meaning of stealth, because if we look over this way, well, it's next to a rather busy intersection. So, another one in the alphabet series. I should be collecting the clues, because I know in about 6 months from now I'm really going to need them. But anyways, we're off and running. We're just going to grab a bite to eat and hit the road again. So next on our list is Hockey Night in Birchwood. Sounds like it's a very similar type cache to Hockey Night in Langley. If you remember way back in episode 4, it's a hockey-themed cache. About 200 meters behind us down this trail. And some of the scenery is starting to look familiar. We're starting to get back into the big cedars that I love about the Lower Mainland area. So anyways, TJ guy, he's getting impatient. He wants to get rolling, so I'm going to shut up now. Let's go find this sucker. Well, actually I had to get a little dirty to find this sucker. It's down low. Nice, interesting. I was looking on the wrong side, and then I figured, okay. So anyways, found it. Here it is. So, we've got the lid open. Let's see what's inside. Let's find out what hockey stuff is inside this cache. Hockey Night at Birchwood. the Anaheim Mighty Duck puck. Logbook. Brian Bellows, I guess he must play hockey. GPS food. Looks like more hockey cards. And various other little doodads. Interesting. I wonder which team this is. Something I've never heard of. Anyways. So there you go. Hockey night at Birchwood. Another great Coquitlam cache. So while we're continuing on the theme of the Wiggly's alphabet series, the next one we're after is, and I got to read this, is Turnberry Treasure Trove by the Wild Wiggly Beans. Now, I've read the log entries, and this one's supposed to be, as they say in the gaming world, uber cool. It's supposed to be like a real tricky camouflage disguise. So TJ guys brought me here. It's about 40 meters behind me. We're going to give it a try. Wish me luck. All right, and we're off. Well, it took a little bit of looking, but I found the sucker. Matter of fact, this shot here, it's somewhere in this shop, but as usual, I don't give out spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you where it is. But you definitely got to check this one out. Very creative, very good hide. You Wiggly Beans, guys, you've come up with some really great hides. You're giving me a lot of ideas for some new caches back home. So, starting to get a little later in the day. It's almost dinner time, but I think we got a time for a couple more caches. This is a Canadian 10-cent piece. This is a cache. Any questions? This little dilly I'm holding in my hand, you just saw with the 10-cent piece, that's the Scott Creek Nano Cache. Not a micro, a nano cache by the 911 Turbos. Guys, this has got to be the smallest cache I have ever found. And this is cool. Anyways, guys, it's time for dinner. We're out of here. We'll talk to you a little later. We'll find some more caches. So that was day one. Future episodes, I'll show you how day 2 went. And also, I just spent the whole week down in the Lower Mainland, found I actually lost track of how many caches I found while I was down there. But I did get a lot more film. I got some great stuff from the Chilliwack Valley overlooking the Fraser Valley and some beautiful scenery. You won't believe your eyes. And that's all coming up in future episodes. But anyways, as for episode 11, that about wraps it up. So hope you enjoyed episode 11. And I'm glad you're a regular viewer. Now, just before I take off, one quick notice. It's the start of the month as usual, so those regular viewers know that Podcast Alley, the votes have been reset, so please, please, please get over to Podcast Alley. Vote for Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. It's real easy to do. Go to my website, look for the icon on the left menu bar. And again, the more votes you get, the more votes I get, the higher the show gets ranked, the more exposure it gets, the more people get to view our wonderful sport. But in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. Another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Videozine. So until then, cache on. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. And that, friends, is why I don't do this for a living.